Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and install a CRG bar end adapter for the bar end mirrors. So the problem is that when I have the adapter put together and go to install it, it does not fit in there. So first thing I'm going to need to do is to file away a little bit here to expand the hole so I can get it to fit. And then I'm kind of have another issue where I have a breakaway throttle lock. And what this actually has done on my throttle side is it's extended the grip about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch off of the bar. So in this area that the bar end adapter would expand into, there is no tube for the handlebar internally. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to expand the piece on the outside by probably adding duct tape so I get that extra thickness so it fits. Okay, so I've gotten the hole, where is it, filed down just a bit. You don't actually need to do a lot. So now you'll see that this fits in. The resistance is just a little bit from some of that residual rubber, but I'm not too worried about that by getting all that rubber out of the way. What I've decided to do instead of actually using duct tape is to take some pieces of zip tie and cut to about a length so it goes just over the outside diameter of the adapter. So I've made a bunch of different attempts at trying to get this to fit and be able to tighten it without the adapter rotating, and that's been my biggest challenge. So what I've decided to do, and I think this is probably the best way it's going to work, is what I've done is I took those zip ties and when I taped them together, I actually inserted them into the bar. And then what I did was I took the barrel that they used to extend it, and I have a zip tie on the left side, on the left half, and on the right half, and then I wrapped in duct tape. And then I also have the nut and then the two halves that this piece here screws into. So this is actually pretty snug right now. So what I'm hoping is once I put the whole grip on with everything, I'll just slide this in, start tightening it up, and it should then be good to go as I stand the end of the grip off, and I'm going to just use zip ties to space it. So I'm pretty sure that it should keep it from rotating, and so I'll then also be able to use the mirror, the bar end mirror. So after a bunch of different attempts, what I've decided to do was to go ahead and use a cutoff wheel and a Dremel, and I cut the adapter pretty much through part of the barrel. So, and then I used a spacer. I forgot what it's technically called, but I picked it up at a hardware shop and also got like a longer bolt, so it'll reach further into the handlebar. And hopefully it works, and let's see what happens for the umpteenth time so far that has worked. Pretty certain this should work though. Okay, so I got the bar end adapter installed, and as you can see now that when I twist my throttle, the bar end adapter does not move. So I did that by using, once again, a longer bolt and where I cut the actual adapter and kind of a spacer or shims. You could use washers probably as well. And then what I would probably also recommend is find something like another washer or something to shim on the inside of your grip, so it provides some support between like the shaft or the bolt. That way it really you'll help eliminate any excess vibration coming from here, because you have to remember that there's going to be like it's going to act like a lever or a fulcrum where you're going to have the actual anchoring support is going to be about an inch and a half inside of the actual handlebar, while this part is more or less free floating I didn't use a washer or something to shim it on the inside. Instead, what I did was I just wrapped some tape around the bolt because I had a rather large gap, if you can remember, where I had to be able to fit everything in. So like, yeah, at your hardware store you can find different kinds of bearings or bushings and whatever. Try and find something that'll fit inside your handlebar is what I would recommend, or you could just make a wad of tape and do it that way, like how I did. So I'm going to go ahead and put the other mirror on. I'm going to take these mirrors off and install some plugs for it.